Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the #1 source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter.
Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter, and welcome to Goldilocks Global Banking News. I'm your host, folks. Let me tell you, if you listen to this podcast either every day, every other day, periodically, you are constantly hearing about people establishing relationships with the actual bankers, signing contracts with these bankers that will exchange their currency for them at higher rates. I want to ask you a question. Would you like the opportunity to have your currency exchanged at higher rates? There is no right or wrong answer to that. It's merely your choice. I know many of you believe that, and you've been told that you'll get a contract rate if you demand this, you do that, you say this, you say that. Let's just say, for whatever reason, that's not even true. What if you had the opportunity to be able to exchange at higher rates with 100% certainty? Would you rather the 100% certainty or the guarantee, or would you rather the possibility, the chance? Now, this is not about higher rates versus normal rates. No. There are many of you who have been given the impression that you will have these higher rates. In order for you to get a higher rate, you must have a licensed representative exchange your currency for you. Because us as individuals cannot go into a bank off of the street and exchange at a rate that is not available to us as individuals. See, the banks on the back end, bank-to-bank transactions, bank-to-bank exchanges, they are the only entities that can exchange at higher rates, because no matter what, when a person comes off the street and goes into exchange their currency now, whether it's traveling from country to country, whether it's just going to, exchange your currency at wherever, whether it's a bank, whether it's a currency exchange location at an airport, no matter what it is, whatever institution that you're exchanging your currency at, they get higher rates when they exchange from institution to institution, because they are the banking institution. They are licensed. They are regulated. We as individuals are not. So in order to get the higher rate, having a license, banks are licensed. They're regulated. Banks do commercial business. We are not commercial business entities. We are individuals. We are retail. Commercial rates are not available to retail customers. However, if you have a licensed, regulated fiduciary, which is a banker, he or she can do it for you. Many of our members have those relationships. You have the opportunity. Click the link at the top of the description. You can join the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues Room. We have 8 steps for you to follow. We will share for free how you can be like the rest of us. It is our gift to humanity to do this. We have members in our room that have done this. They'll show you the way. It's all about building your relationships first and foremost. Not about going and asking for higher rates, but about following the steps. We will show you. Now let's jump into what Goldilocks is sharing today about what's happening with the RV and its transition. And then also we'll get into Vietnam as well. First, when it comes to Vietnam, Goldilocks is highlighting that Vietnam has signed in the United States several agricultural contracts that is directly connected to the value of the Vietnamese dong. This is all through tariffs and trade. The state of Iowa, Ohio, and Maryland, Vietnam has signed several deals worth over $3 billion in agricultural trade. Vietnam is opening their country to the United States. They're one of their largest trade partners. This is something they've never done before. But these deals include trade in corn, wheat, soybeans, where the farmers in Ohio, Maryland, and Iowa will export these soybeans, wheat, meat products, corn, various commodities into Vietnam. You may ask, what does this have to do with the Vietnamese dong and the revalue of it? It's absolutely connected to, because it's through trade. Vietnam opening their market, and the Vietnamese dong needs to, in order for its value to begin to rise, it needs to be influenced. The value of the dong itself must be influenced by the global market of supply and demand, whereas before the value of the Vietnamese dong was strictly controlled by the Vietnam's central bank, where the value was manipulated. The signing of these contracts and these deals shows that in the midst of their negotiations with the U.S., they are agreeing to certain terms. Now, this is actually small in comparison to the other deals. There's other things that we are aware of that it's best not to put out just yet, but it's best to wait until certain time comes regarding Vietnam and the United States. We've been stressing a lot about Vietnam because Vietnam and the U.S. are in the midst of their tariff trade negotiations, which we know currency revaluations are directly connected to trade. These developments with Vietnam and the U.S. signal a deepening of the strategic partnership between the two countries, with the focus on sustainable agricultural growth and innovation, especially with these commodities. What's going to back our currencies also? Commodities. Now, Goldilocks is stating that A revaluation of currencies is currently going through Congress right now with the discussions around reciprocal tariffs as well. Now, many of you are aware of the Genius Act that was passed through Senate almost a week and a half ago. And now that Genius Act bill, as of last Monday or Tuesday, was sent to the U.S. House of Representatives. And it's being reviewed by the House of Representatives. The ongoing power struggle in Washington over cryptocurrency legislation centers on whether to pass the Senate's Stablecoin Genius Act as a standalone bill, or combine it with the House of Representatives bill, which is called the Digital Asset Market Clarity, which addresses broader crypto market structure. So what's happening, folks, is there is a debate within Congress to either accept the Senate's bill that they passed and the House of Representatives just votes on it and pass it, or the House of Representatives push through their own stablecoin regulation that is similar to the Genius Act that was passed. So it's like, who's going to take credit for this amazing bill that is needed, this digital asset bill that is needed for the new digital asset-based trading system, the new banking system? President Trump has made it clear that he wants the Genius Act to come to his desk immediately without amendments, without delay. The House Republicans are wanting to potentially pass their own version of this bill. We don't care whether it's the House doing so or they accepting the Senate bill. The legislation, the regulation of stablecoins will take it one way or the other, from the Senate, the House, the penthouse, or the outhouse. As long as we have digital asset regulations, that's all we care about. So, we must pay attention, because these digital asset regulations will be the cornerstone of the new banking system. Therefore, it will be the foundation, the regulations that will present the laws that will support the new banking system, thus supporting the revaluation of all assets in the new banking system. So Goldilocks is saying, as you can see, the value of money inside a digital banking system and trading platform is currently being determined by government oversight and supervision. So think of government officials now, how long it has taken to get to this point of even passing such a regulation needed for the new digital banking system and needed for the revaluation of all assets. And now they are debating who's going to take credit, or if we're going to pass our own and take credit. So Goldilocks is stating, yes, a revaluation of currencies is currently going through Congress. The reciprocal tariffs will provide us with percentage determinations between countries that will allow fair trade practices. What Goldilocks means is that the reciprocal tariffs will present new percentages, meaning new valuation on assets, which includes currencies. It'll all come out in the wash from the negotiations of these reciprocal tariffs. The stablecoin regulations the digital asset regulations is key because, folks, the money for the exchanges, for all transactions in the new banking system, the money will move trillions, maybe even quadrillions weekly, some trillions daily in Forex. It all will move instantly, seamlessly through stablecoins. In the new banking system, there needs to be this speed, this transparency of the movement of money in the new system, because in the old system it wasn't possible. But the new system, like the saying goes, that the rising tide raises all ships. In the new system, stablecoins is the rising tide that raises all ships, all assets. Because there needs to be the movement of all of these digital assets, the movement of all physical assets, whereby they are tokenized, meaning the electronic representation of all physical assets. Stable coins provide the stability in order to enable that. So Goldilocks is stating that in Congress, these conversations will merge together into new credit valuations that will level the playing field inside our global currencies. So as we watch, we wait. We watch as the unfolding unfolds. It's best that you get yourself prepared with the banking relationships. We even had a member that just yesterday stated that in conversation on the phone with his private wealth manager, the private wealth manager asked him if he had foreign currencies and would like for a relationship to begin to develop. Folks, if you're waiting on the fence, it's probably because you're stuck. You ever see someone try to jump over a fence or barbed wire fence and get stuck? It happened to you maybe once. You can tell it's painful. Don't let that be you. Because when it's time for the exchange, you're sitting on that barbed wire fence. Your booty ain't gonna like the way it feels. And your bank account won't either. Beautiful folks, click the link at the top of the description. Join the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues room. We will help you gladly, welcome you with open arms, and show you the way. We'll do it with love. Be well, kind folks. Ciao, ciao. Adios.
Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the #1 source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter.